Hi, welcome to Joe Baker's Remedy Report. Today we're going to work on the heart, the human heart, and so make sure you've got plenty of hydration, and that we're ready to do some of the work today. I have to let you know that this is very serious work, and heart, H-E-A-R-T. All right, it's on the screen. Today's show will be working on the heart using energetic methods. I will imagine energy constructs which are experimental. You agree to forgive me for any ill effects according to the Forgiveness Public License that's found at, do I have it on here? forgivenesspubliclicense.org. And this is what enables us to create a lot of big things. Not having to worry about the liability of it all. We create financial instruments worth the value of the damage that we forgive. And, and it's kind of hard to get a market to accept that. But that's what this show's all about, is like creating markets for that kind of thing. So we'll go from there, having said all that. This is a black tourmaline stone. I'd ask that you take it. I'm going to pass it to you over the camera, and take it and put it somewhere. If this treatment is overwhelming to you, you will find that if you reach for the stone where you put it and then put it over your belly button, that will make the anxiety and pain that you feel much more tolerable. I'm going to use a tuning fork and probably a chime and all this stuff. Let's do the chime first, and just want to kind of generally clear your whole field. Thanks for tuning in today. We've had some great experiences in the last week. We cleared somebody's liver. You might watch for that. Look for that program. Today we're going to work on the heart. And then I think the next episode I do will be on the kidneys. So be watching for that. And you don't have to be watching live to do this. So if you've got someone who you think will benefit from this treatment, you can forward it to them. They can watch it. And the beautiful thing about watching a replay is that when you've, let's see, I have to explain how very important it is. We'll probably be working for a total of maybe 20 or 30 minutes on what we call the timeline of the biofield of your heart. And along that timeline, there will be places where you feel an extraordinary sensation in your body. And, it takes us all this time, 20 minutes or so, just to find the one spot that maybe lasts for 5 or 10 seconds on the show. But that 5 or 10 seconds is like gold to those of you watching the replay, because once you find that spot and it resonates with your heart or some other part of your body, play it through, feel it, back it up. You know, sometimes you can hit the back arrow on your computer and it just skips you back about 10 seconds or so, and play and listen and feel it again, and back it up and feel it again, back it up and feel it again. You might have to do this 30 or 40 times, but the brilliance of it is that it will clear the energetic obstruction that's happening in your field. And then you'll want to go toward the end of the show and to do the magnetic clearing of the whole thing that I do. So with all that said, here we go. Thank you for tuning in. All right. I'm going to, you'll want to have a piece of paper and a pen handy to write this down. I'm going to remind you several times because we've got people jumping in and out of the show. Your timeline of your lifespan, I'm going to divide into 30 units. We'll start with 0, that being your conception in the womb, and we'll be moving ahead through all the way up to the present time, which will be 30 on our scale. That gives us some detailed specificity about where you're feeling these things. So in the comments, after you write it down on paper, in the comments, write it down, and I'll go back to it and we'll work on it a little bit more. Maybe we'll clear it out, and then here we go. So, and then your life will be forever changed, for the better. Thank you. All right, here we go. 0. 1. 1. My hand is going around like you might imagine a very special machine where I am cranking the machine and moving your body closer to my tuning fork. 2. 3. 3. We're working on the heart. And 4. 4. 5. Some of you listening, you might hear different things from the tuning fork. Some people who are empathic can actually sense the kinds of emotions of traumas that people who are being treated have felt. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. So make sure you have a piece of paper handy. You'll want to be writing these numbers down. If you feel them in your heart starts beating, in a strong way or something, we need to identify that particular marker, like I just did 8, and then we'll go back to it. You let me know in the comments. Pam Rice, does this clear trauma? Is that what's happening? Yes, Pam, that's exactly what happens. And right now, we're looking specifically for traumas that affect the heart. And that's the area that I'm working in. I'm imagining you're sitting over there and over there, so I'm working on your left and right sides at the same time and bringing you in closer and closer and closer. Nice to see you in the chat room again, Pam. On an aside, I have been doing some research about vitamin A. And vitamin A, there are a lot of complications, a lot of things vitamin A can ways vitamin A can harm the human body. And it's suggested, there's a theory out there that vitamin A is like a poison, that it's toxic to the human body. And, we get this from a lot of plants. We get it from animals that eat plants. And in the worst way possible, we get it when we eat liver from other animals, because this is where one of the main storage places that, one of the storage places that vitamin A gets stored. And my theory is that somehow with the biofield, I'm able to interface with that. And it's a working theory. It's not even fully fleshed out yet. Vitamin A is a carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen molecule. It has 20 carbon atoms, 30 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom. And it's starting to remind me of graphene in a way, because there is one hexagon made of carbon atoms inside the molecule. And I don't know, I'm not that much of a chemist, but just found that. Let's continue. Let's do number 8 again. 8. Nine. 10. 11. 12. I'm going to stop right there at 12 and do a quick treatment of the heart with this ring. And instantiate a copy of myself over there, pointing one of these devices at the ring, and begin recording. End recording, and then play that recording back, looping it for 30 minutes. This is a torsion field energy ring. Really, really cool the way the copper is wound on itself. And it's said to create a light that emits. And my hunch is that light may activate an enzyme in your body that helps break down the vitamin A. And that's something we want. We're also going to try with the red light here. And so this is the heart. Okay, begin recording. End recording. Play that recording back, looping for 20 minutes. Great. So we've got those two energetic therapies rolling at the same time that we continue doing this other work. I dropped my hockey puck that I used to strike the tuning fork with. Thanks for tuning in tuning in. All right. Back to number 12. Thirteen. 14. 14. 15. 15. 15. 16. Something's going on here. Just let it sit there for a little bit. I can feel the vasculature in my fingers moving around a little bit. What was that? What number were we at? Anybody got it? I think it was 18. 18. 19. 19. 19 again. 20. 20. 21. You might want to play that back about 5 or 6 times, that last 10 seconds. Oh, shoot. I think we're at 21. 22. 22. 23. That one's probably worth playing again. 23. 24. Some of you don't feel it. That's why I suggest playing that one back again. Right? And I kind of feel it, but not all of you do. So, trying to get you guys all through the whole range from 0 to 30 so you can experience and find where they are and clear them out as you wish. The show is brought to you by Forgiveness Capital and myself, Joseph William Baker, and where we believe every one of us has infinite worth. Let's see, 20, I'll do 24. 25. 26. 27. 27. 28. 29. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119. 120. 121. 122. 123. 124. 125. 126. 127. 128. 129. 130. 131. 132. 133. 134. 135. 136. 137. 138. 139. 140. 141. 30. Good. All right. And again, the main goal here is for you to go through any of those places where you feel a response in your body. Keep playing that spot over and over and over and over and over again until that spot goes away, and it will. And you can pass this on to other people. Even if they don't have heart problems yet, it's a good idea to get ahead of the game and go out there and see if they can find a place where they need to have this cleared. And this clears it. I mean, it's very simple, actually. And it's not to say that it clears all kinds of problems or whatever that's going on, but we've had fantastic results. We've had kidneys that are in late third stage kidney failure go back down to early stage 3, the low stage 3 kidney failure. Really a miraculous type of improvement. And we had a liver thing worked out the other day. Just tremendous effects happening, and we can tell that things are getting better, and we wait to see what the even more results are. So it's exciting work. All right, this is the end of the show. I'm going to just before I do the final magnetic clear up of the biofield and restore all of that energy that has been stagnant in your field, I just want to say that here is my PayPal address and an email address you can use to correspond with me. PayPal@remedycoin.com. Remedycoin.com is one of my websites. And anyway, it's an experimental type of thing in economics that I'm doing with forgiveness as the backing for a new currency. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work on there. We also have appreciation certificates. That's another kind of financial instrument I'm looking to promote in the marketplace. And these, of course, have a long way to go. But as soon as the economy comes crashing to a halt and we don't have anything else to do, people will remember, hey, Joe Baker's got an idea for a new kind of currency. He thinks we all have infinite worth and we can forgive one another. I've got like $240 quintillion worth of forgiveness all ready to distribute. But people have to just come around to a way of thinking that they actually believe it has that kind of value, and I've got methodologies to incrementally bring it in at a snail's pace into the marketplace. But who knows, it could come crashing through and we'll all be rich anyway. Well, until then, I don't have a lot of capital in terms of cash. So your donation to my work would be greatly appreciated. And there's the PayPal address. Oh, and I also have a mailing address for those of you who would like to send a check. And keep in mind, it takes me about probably 20 days for me to get this mail to me. But this is a mailing address that I have and I'm willing to put up, and that's a way you can express your gratitude, appreciation, and such. Thank you. All right, so here we go to wrap up the show. I want you to remember a couple things. Number one, drink plenty of fluids after this kind of treatment. Number two, remember that your balance will be off for perhaps 3 or 4 hours. You'll want to experiment walking around a little bit. If we've actually cleared some things from your biofield, it's you may be surprised that motions that you typically make will be, you'll feel lighter, and you may sleep really well tonight. If you have a chance, it would be good to take an Epsom salt bath, or maybe the Himalayan sea salt might be better, or just do a foot soak with one of those salts. If you're near the ocean, of course, you can just jump in the ocean. That saline solution will, on the outside of your skin, draw the toxins out. The toxins have, according to this biofield theory, that the toxins that you have that were there when you were traumatized are now unbonded from their location, so they're able to float around and leave your body. Okay, here we go. I want you to breathe deeply when I tell you to, for about, 6 cycles, like in and out, in and out. Here we go. I'm going to go back to 0. Click, drag, collect. 0, 10, 20, 30. Releasing to the heart chakra. And breathe deeply, folks. Breathe deeply. This is helping to clear those toxins out. Some of them go out your lungs. Whew, almost enough to make me dizzy. And that's good. Well, we've cleared that up. Won't you write to me and tell me about how this experience has been for you? You can send an email to PayPal@remedycoin.com. And let's see. This is the placard for today's show. Experimental energetics. The heart. Now I'm going to do a quick promo for this show, if you'll bear with me. On today's show, we did some energetic work on the human heart. So why don't you watch the show and see if we can get. Oh well, yeah. Anyway, that didn't work so well. It's late for me, and I think I'm going to call it a night. Does anybody else have any comments? If you go to, you can look at the testimonials for my work. Let me type this right. This is the address for it. And I put it in the chat room so you can click on it. health.forgivenesscapital.com/testimonials. And you can read for yourself what other people have said about my work. Also, I have a page. And this is a link where you can go and see, some of the big shows I've done, or if you want to schedule a time to be on my show as a guest, if you know somebody um, should be on here as a guest or whatnot, or if you'd like to schedule a private session with me for I think $70 is the donation I'd request for a 90-minute session with somebody. And like I say, this can be life changing. I've cleared PTSD from people. They've just told me it's a year later I met them again at a conference, and she told me it was just life changing. And it doesn't usually take a whole lot of time. About 90 minutes is about it. You could do a gift certificate if you wanted to for somebody. I'd have to make up the certificate, but if you wanted to do a gift certificate for someone, that would be something we could do too. Very good. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.